Every single day, without even realizing it, you're doing one thing that your dog absolutely hates. It's not skipping treat time. It's not dressing them up in those ridiculous holiday sweaters. No, this is something far worse. It's stressing them out, making them anxious, and little by little, breaking their trust in you. What is it? Well, stick around, because once you find out, you'll never look at your relationship with your dog the same way again. Understanding your dog equals stronger bond. We all want the best for our dogs. We spoil them with treats, buy them the comfiest beds, and make sure they have the best food money can buy. But what if I told you that despite all of that, there's one thing we're doing without even realizing it that's actually making them unhappy? It's not missing a walk here and there. It's not even those embarrassing costumes we force them into for holiday pictures. No, this is something far more important. And here's the crazy part, almost every dog owner is guilty of it. It's not just annoying to them, it can actually stress them out, make them anxious, and even cause them to lose trust in you. And trust? Well, that's the foundation of your bond with your furry best friend. But don't worry, I'm not just here to point fingers. In this video, we're going to break it all down, why this happens, how to fix it, and simple changes you can make today to keep your dog happier, calmer, and more connected to you. Can you guess what it is? Comment below before we reveal it. So, what's the one thing your dog hates about you? Let's find out. Section 1, Common Mistakes Dog Owners Make. Before we dive into the number one thing your dog hates about you, let's talk about some other common mistakes that almost every dog owner makes. And hey, no judgment if you realize you're guilty of a few of these, don't worry. The good news is, once you know better, you can do better. Now, let's start with mistake number 1, and I'm warning you, this one might surprise you. 1. Hugging your dog too much. Yep, you heard that right. Hugging your dog might feel like the ultimate way to show love, but guess what? Your dog might not love it as much as you do. In the dog world, wrapping your arms around another animal isn't seen as affection, it's actually a sign of dominance. Imagine if someone grabbed you and squeezed you tight out of nowhere, would you feel loved? Or a little trapped? Studies show that most dogs display subtle signs of stress when hugged, like licking their lips, turning their head away, tensing up, or even trying to escape. But because we humans see hugs as comforting, we assume dogs do too. The truth? Many dogs just tolerate it because they love you, but deep down, they're uncomfortable. So, what should you do instead? Swap out those bear hugs for gentle belly rubs, scratches behind the ears, or even just sitting close with them. That's their version of a warm embrace. 2. Not letting them sniff on walks. Alright, be honest. Have you ever taken your dog on a walk and found yourself constantly pulling them away from trees, poles, and patches of grass? You just want to keep moving, but they keep stopping to sniff everything. Well, here's the thing your dog hates when you rush them through a walk. And honestly, can you blame them? Dogs experience the world through their noses. A single sniff tells them an entire story: who was there before, what animals passed by, even what time of day it is. Their sense of smell is 40 times stronger than ours, meaning every walk is like reading the morning newspaper or scrolling through social media. So when you yank them away before they're done sniffing? That's like someone grabbing your phone out of your hand while you're in the middle of an important text. Annoying, right? Instead of rushing your pup, try this: set aside a sniffing zone during walks, maybe the first 5 or 10 minutes where they can explore as much as they want. Then, once they've had their fill of information, they'll be much more willing to walk at your pace. 3. Using too many words instead of clear commands. Have you ever caught yourself talking to your dog like they're your roommate? You're standing at the door saying, "Come on, let's go, we're running late, you need to get in the car, seriously, let's move." Meanwhile, your dog is just staring at you like you're speaking an alien language. Here's the truth: dogs don't process language the way we do. Sure, they recognize some words, but what they really respond to is tone, consistency, and body language. So instead of long, rambling sentences, keep your commands short and clear. Sit. Stay. Come. Let's go. Notice how professional dog trainers always use one-word commands? That's because dogs learn best when things are kept simple and consistent. And speaking of consistency, that brings us to the big reveal. Big reveal, the one thing your dog hates most. Alright, the moment you've been waiting for. The number one thing your dog hates about you is inconsistency. That's right, being inconsistent with rules, training, and expectations is one of the biggest stressors for dogs. And honestly, can you blame them? Imagine if your boss at work kept changing the rules every day. One day you're allowed to wear jeans, the next day you get scolded for it. One day you can take long lunch breaks, the next day you get written up for doing the exact same thing. Frustrating, right? Confusing? Maybe even anxiety-inducing? Well, that's exactly how your dog feels when one day they're allowed on the couch, and the next day they get yelled at for jumping up. Or when sometimes they get treats for begging at the table, and other times they're scolded for it. Dogs thrive on routine and predictability. If they don't know what to expect from you, it can lead to stress, confusion, and even behavioral issues like excessive barking, chewing, or accidents in the house. How to fix this and make your dog happier? But don't worry. If you've been inconsistent, there are easy ways to fix it and build a better bond with your pup. Keycap 1: Set clear rules, decide what's allowed and what's not, then stick to it. No more mixed signals. Keycap 2: Keep training consistent. If you say sit today, don't say sit down tomorrow. Use the same words every time. Keycap 3: Establish a routine. Dogs feel safest when they know what to expect. Try to keep feeding, walks, and bedtime as consistent as possible. Keycap 4: Reward good behavior every time. Don't let bad habits slide sometimes and punish them other times. Stay consistent with rewards and discipline, strengthening your bond. So, if you really want to make your dog happier, it's not about fancy toys or expensive treats, it's about being consistent and reliable. That's what makes a dog feel safe, secure, and deeply bonded to their human. Now, I want to hear from you. What's one thing you used to do that you realized your dog didn't like? Drop it in the comments below, I read every single one. Section 3: How to fix inconsistency and make your dog happier. Alright, now that we know why inconsistency is such a big problem, let's talk about how to fix it. The good news? It's actually pretty simple. A few small changes can make a huge difference in your dog's happiness, behavior, and overall well-being. So let's break it down step by step. 1. Set clear and consistent house rules. This is one of the biggest sources of confusion for dogs. One day, they're allowed on the couch. The next day, they get yelled at for jumping up. One person in the house lets them beg at the table, but someone else says no way. Imagine if the rules at your job kept changing. One day you're praised for doing something, and the next day, you get in trouble for it. Frustrating, right? So here's the fix: decide on the rules and make sure everyone in the household follows them. If the couch is off limits, it's off limits all the time, no exceptions. If jumping up on people isn't allowed, that means no one should encourage it, even if it's cute. 2. Keep training simple and consistent. Another major problem? Using different words for the same command. Dogs aren't mind readers, they need clear, consistent language to understand what you want. If today you say sit but tomorrow you say sit down and the next day it's take a seat, your dog is going to be so confused. Pick one word for each command and stick to it. And speaking of consistency, be mindful of how you respond to behavior. If you reward your dog for jumping on you but then get mad when they do it to guests, you're sending mixed signals. Instead, always reward behavior you want and ignore or redirect behavior you don't. That way, your dog learns exactly what's expected of them. 3. Stick to a routine. Dogs are creatures of habit. They feel safest when they know what to expect. That's why having a routine is so important. Feeding them at random times one day and then on a schedule the next can be stressful. The same goes for walks. If some days they get a long, fun walk and other days they barely get to sniff around the block, they won't know what to expect. So, what's the solution? Try to keep things as predictable as possible. Feed them around the same time every day. Stick to a regular walking schedule. And make sure they get consistent playtime and interaction so they don't feel neglected. 4. Reinforce good behavior every time. Here's a common mistake: sometimes we reward good behavior, and other times we just forget. But for dogs, every single interaction is a learning opportunity. If you only reward them for good behavior some of the time, they won't know what to expect. So if your dog does something great, like sitting patiently instead of jumping on guests, always acknowledge it. A treat, a belly rub, or even just a cheerful good job, goes a long way in reinforcing positive behavior. Remember, dogs love to please their humans. They just need clear guidance on what you want them to do. 5. Be patient and stay consistent. And finally, probably the most important thing, be patient. Dogs don't learn overnight. It takes repetition and consistency for them to fully understand what's expected of them. If you're consistent with training, routines, and house rules, you'll see a huge improvement in your dog's behavior. But if you keep changing the rules or getting frustrated too quickly, they'll struggle to understand what you want. The key is to stay calm, stick with the plan, and celebrate small progress. Over time, your dog will learn exactly what's expected, and you'll have a happier, more well-behaved pup. Strengthening your bond with your dog bond. At the end of the day, being a great dog owner isn't about being perfect. It's about being consistent. Dogs don't care how many fancy toys they have or how expensive their treats are, what they really need is structure, guidance, and love. So, if you want a happier, more relaxed, and well-behaved dog, focus on clear rules, consistent training, and a reliable routine. That's the secret to a stronger bond and a dog who truly trusts you. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What's one thing you've changed in your dog's routine that made a big difference? Have you been guilty of being inconsistent with your dog? Be honest, drop a comment below and let me know which mistake you've made. No judgment, we're all learning here. So, to wrap things up, let's not forget the big takeaway from today's video. The number one thing your dog absolutely hates isn't the silly costumes, the occasional late dinner, or even that one time you stepped on their tail by accident. Nope, the biggest mistake most dog owners make is inconsistency. Think about it, dogs don't ask for much. They don't need fancy toys or gourmet meals. What they truly crave is stability, routine, and clear expectations. When they know what's allowed, what's not, and what to expect from you every single day, they feel safe, happy, and completely trusting of you. But when the rules keep changing, when they don't know whether they'll get praise or punishment for the same action, it leads to stress, confusion, and even behavioral problems. The good news? Fixing this mistake is totally within your control. A few small changes, like sticking to a routine, keeping house rules clear, and using consistent training, can make a huge difference in your dog's behavior and in your bond with them. And let's be real, we all want to be the best pet parents we can be, right? We want our dogs to trust us, to feel safe around us, and to know that we'll always be there for them. So, if you take away just one thing from today's video, let it be this: be clear, be consistent, and show your dog that they can count on you every single day. Now, if you found this video helpful, do me a quick favor, hit that thumbs up button so more dog owners can learn how to keep their pups happy and stress-free. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe for more fascinating pet content just like this. I'll see you in the next one.